Welcome back to the channel, guys, where we're joined with mid-handicapper Chris Stratford, who is now hitting short greenside shots like Seve.
Yeah, something like that. It's certainly greatly improved with everything you went through. There's been a big difference, and one of the main differences, it takes away fear.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit bad shots, but I'm not fearful of hitting bad shots, if that makes sense.
And I think it's, you know, just understanding we're a lot about assessing your lie a little bit more, which I see a lot of people neglect. You know, they don't really assess the lie and, you know, what loft they need, what speed they need for that lie. But today we're going to be moving on to the longer greenside chips, where unfortunately Chris scored 0 out on this test, which really did impact your 60 shot MOT. So if we can try and improve this test, which it was only chipping within 12 feet, so the standard wasn't, you know, really high I were expecting. Don't be laughing at home, guys. I hope you've been doing these tests as well yourself. So we need to at least try and get 3 or 4 out of 6, ideally in 12 feet, to give yourself a chance of holding some of these putts. So that's what we're going to be doing too. We're going to having a look at how to play that long greenside shot effectively, having good distance control. I felt your distance control fluctuated a lot. You know, even the fact you said you pulled a few, didn't you?
I did, yeah. It is a common fault in right from drive downwards that I close the club face and it goes off left.
So we're going to have a look at Chris's technique, and we're going to try and hopefully tighten this, you know, tighten this distance control for a long chip shot. We're not doing any testing today. It's purely going to be a lesson. At some point we might come and test you again, see if you can improve on the 24. Then you will be under some pressure.
And thank you, Gary, for not making wear the dunce cap.
Let's get stuck in. Right, so first things first, Chris, you're going to start by just reminding me a little bit about your technique. So just start by hitting a few balls up to that top flag. I know you said last time you have a couple of selection issues with clubs. What I would be trying to get you to think is, what club do I need to land this ball at least 30% of the way?
Right.
So when you're playing a long chip, we're hoping to try and pick a club that's going to land 30%, roll 60%, or 70%, would it be even better?
Yeah.
70%.
Well, having tried to use my the change of clubs and stronger lofts as an excuse, I probably, if I am looking to get a third of the way, I probably would think for this, the 8 iron, maybe even the 7, because it is uphill.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of a, it is 2-tiered.
Would an 8 or a 7 guarantee to carry this rough ground? That's what I'd be worried about. Is, you know, you've got to land it at least 25% just to get over the rough ground.
Yeah.
So I'd be picking a club that's going to guarantee that. I'd be thinking more a 9.
9 iron?
I think so. Especially with these modern lofts, guys. You've got to be careful with that. Because the modern lofted 9 iron is now probably, you know, the same loft as the traditional 8 iron.
Yeah.
So we could even change up to pitching with you. We're just going to experiment first ball by hitting a few shots, probably trying to get it landing where that hole is. Right. You see the hole in the green? I think that's the sort of landing area we should be looking at.
Right. And that'd be okay with the 9 iron, you think, with it?
Yeah, I think so. And well, we'll see when it lands, but I reckon with a 9 iron, then it should roll out up to the hole, I would assume. And I'm just going to observe your stroke while you're doing this. So what have we already talked about last week for ball position? If you're playing it high, it's front foot. If you're playing it low, it's back foot. Excellent, that's better. More towards your back foot. Flex your knees, weight forward, so sternum's forward and more over your front foot.
Ooh, finned it.
Just hit a couple more. We're not judging your on sort of end result here at the minute.
Oh, there's one guy that is, quite rightly as well. But I do have, when he questioned the idea of single figures, I do have a screenshot of back 3 years ago, I think it was, when I was 9.1. You know, that's a massive rise. So off the back foot. See, here's something I wouldn't know how big my stance would be.
When I'm looking at you, I almost feel like you're slightly opening that club face. I want to see it closed and press forward. That's a better starting point. You know, we always want that handle slightly in front of the ball and the closed face throughout the swing. Oh, just stop there. Stop. Just hold it there. Don't move. What? Where's the club going? What's this? So let me just give you a visual.
Okay.
So we've got two cameras here, it's getting a bit confusing.
Right.
But when Chris is releasing to the target, instead of being up and down the target line here, so his hands moving left and his club staying on target line, Chris' hands are moving away from him and his club's finishing out here, which, you know, obviously shows you've hit 2 or 3 shots to the right now, probably struck them out of the heel. So when you're playing this stroke, what we talked about in the last lesson is trying to swing around your shoulders. So if we go in, square, and then in, the club should be finishing more here.
Right.
So the butt of the club is probably pointing more towards, you know, your pocket here, and your club doesn't move outside the target line. So if we just start by putting a couple of clubs, we should have some alignment sticks, but if we haven't got them, we can use clubs instead. That club then shouldn't move outside the target line. Whereas if we stopped on your technique there, you was over here.
Right.
So we're just going to rehearse. Make sure the handle's in front, weight's forward. So if you can almost do that with your back foot. And club faces square, then from here, finishing with that club inside the target line.
Right.
All right.
I can't even use the excuse it was a cricket shot, because it would have been a simple catch to mid-off if it'd have got that far.
So assess your lie, what sort of acceleration do you need?
So, in. Is that more like it?
I'm going to be honest, you're playing more of a pitching stroke. Set up again. So a chipping stroke should be more of a one lever stroke, so not too much braking, more of a there, square to square. So it's not, you're just using your shoulder, keeping these arms a bit quieter. Just do that again, you're opening everything. So you're kind of like opening up.
Yeah.
So the club face is wide open at this point. Keep it hooded and square like that. So you're not opening, it's just a simple pendulum stroke. That's better, that's it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. let's concentrate. Yeah, the club shouldn't come past your hip.
Right.
It should always be underneath your hip if you're playing a chip.
Okay, so I feel that will go well short, so that's it.
But your club face isn't going to be wide open. Yeah, there. That's it, good. Yeah, take it back again, there. Just hit some balls from there and through, and you might use a little bit more acceleration and
another push.
Can I give you a visual demonstration? I reckon it's probably a good starting point. I never thought I'd be teaching someone who's played golf 50 years how to chip a ball, Chris. I'm not going to lie.
I like to set first. I'm happy to be a pioneer.
So feet are close together, ball off back foot. You see that sort of stroke? So it's short but accelerating.
Right. That's nice.
Not the best shot in the world, but I've not warmed up on this shot, I'm not going to lie. But did you see how I got the power and the direction with just that stroke? It's probably not even gone past my knee. Just do one more. So I'm really
taking it away there. That's
but it's so hard for me to knock this offline. I mean, it might roll to the right when it lands, but because the club is always square, it's always moving up and down the target line. But very rarely, when you're doing it, you're back here. So there's just far too much going on. Do you know what? I'm going to get you into doing a pitching wedge like me. Because I think with a pitching wedge, seriously, I think with a pitching wedge, Chris is going to be able to have that confidence to sort of accelerate and hit, short and accelerate and hit. I think having too lower loft is probably why you're taking it, I don't know, you just seem slow but long. You can't go past here. That's it, look at that. Get in. Oh! Let me get some of my balls out for you.
So how much would you charge to come round and stand at the back of me for every short shot I have?
So I think the lesson for you guys at home is be careful on how far you swing your bat when you're playing these chip shots. If you want to have control of being able to, you know, if you were playing a putt shot, they always relate it to a putt, don't they? An extended putting stroke. You wouldn't take your putter back here.
Oops, that is amazing. I would never ever have thought that.
Let's just make sure you haven't switched off. Yep, we're all good.
I would never have thought that I could get the ball that far with a wedge. In fact, Colin again will tell you that I don't hit it that far with a wedge when I hit it full out.
So keep it hooded. When I'm saying hooded, guys, what I'm saying is when you take that club away from the ball, is you keep it square to the ball, which is an unnatural feeling for somebody that's used to just opening the shoulders and fully opening. Just have one more rehearsal, because this is going to take a little bit of time to get out of your system. That's it, good. Hey, look at that. I mean, come on. The difference.
I really wish at this point that I could say, you know, actually, I really was deliberately mishitting those.
You know what's funny? We were talking over dinner, weren't we? We were saying some of these YouTubers that put how to cure a slice in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I might actually make this video called how to chip in 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, I think
I'm only joking.
Yeah, I think you should.
I'm not going to do that. Because we said they were a load of rubbish. So we can't do that. Just have another rehearsal. Good. I mean, your line, your distance, it's just a complete game changer. What we said we wanted to improve were distance control. Well, you've got distance control and direction. Perfect. Now you can start to think about the slopes and undulation rather than your technique.
Yeah, now I've got to start thinking of doing it without you having that.
Well, that's going to be, but I'll tell you what. Oh, see that straight away?
Was that too far?
Yeah, so what we probably need, what I'd use with Chris is I'd get him an alignment stick in the ground so that he can rehearse and practice. I mean, it's better, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, that wasn't as
you can clearly see it's better. But without me stood here, could he start to get a bit longer again? Yeah. So what I would say is be focused more on the knee. Focus on your knee and don't let the club go past your knee. Remember, you're also using a club that is a lot more lofted than you would normally use, so don't forget to accelerate.
Yeah, sorry, you say don't let my, you said club, you mean my hands? Don't let my hands go past the knee.
Sorry, when I'm talking about going past the knee, I'm talking about club head. Right. That could be where the confusion's coming from. So your club head doesn't go past your knee.
Club head does that?
That's your toe, your knee's up here. So keep coming back, So your knee is about there, isn't it?
Oh, I see, knee height, yeah. I thought you meant beyond my knee, I was going to say.
Yeah, that's it. Your friend from down south will be ripping you now.
Oh, absolutely.
That you forgot where your knee is.
Well, all that football that I had to cover for him all the time when I was playing football, so I've got more mileage in my knees. No wonder I can't feel them or know where they are. Actually, he was a brilliant footballer.
I did say part of this series we're going to be trying to improve Chris without any major swing changes, so there's not going to be overcoaching in these videos. There's not going to be much more we're going to work on, Chris, because you know how to, you know, you're pretty good at golf to have got to 14 handicap. It is just fine tuning.
That's silly.
I mean, that is pretty much it for you. It's working on length of stroke and in understanding that you're not opening your club face like a pitch, you know, well, you're not opening your club face, you shouldn't be opening your club face anyway, but you're keeping it square and using your shoulders to control that stroke like a pendulum, and using the acceleration you need to obviously get the distance.
Is there also factor in that I can feel I'm hitting it a lot purer?
Yeah.
Not purely, but it is coming out of the centre of the club face, but whereas coming off the toe.
Yeah, your swing's within sort of like about 2 or 3 yard length, isn't it, from start to finish. There's a lot less going on. And it's like putting, you can really focus on keeping it square and up and down the line when you're doing it short. When it's right back here and through to there, how focused are you on this? It's difficult.
And I feel probably now you're doing that when I was doing it before, everything's coming away from my body.
Yeah.
So it's then difficult to get it back on the same line, isn't it? And if you've got an anchor.
I think purely what were happening before is when you thought you were playing a chip shot, you're actually playing more of a pitch where you were lever in your hands and the club face were up here and open.
Right.
And then you're sort of like, how do I get it to go straight from here?
Yeah.
and you were kind of doing a chip release where you do like that finish, but everything were open.
Yeah, that's an eye-opener. Do I have to do one more, or can I finish on that one?
No, we're going to put him under pressure again like we did in the last video.
Oh, come on.
Some accountability to finish on a good one. So keep it square, keep it moving up and down the target line, the club, and short, punchy shot. Look at that.
Bit big, that one. I'd settle for that though.
Guys, I hope you're enjoying these videos with Chris. I mean, he's certainly making some improvement as far as I'm concerned. We're not sure whether this is going to move into improved scoring his game, but from a mathematical point of view, I don't really see how it can't. If you understand how to play all these shots a lot better in this 60 game MOT, then I'd be very surprised if we don't start to make it feel a bit easier out on the course.
I think it will, and it's hammered in for me, something that I've meant to do for years and haven't done. We all talk about, we're going to practice our short game more, we're going to practice our short game more. But when you're practicing it as I have been and you're not seeing any benefits from it,
yeah, it's
like, oh, well, forget that, I'm going to hit a few drives. But now I can see that if I work on this, just from that simple thing, and on the one previously, the previous week's video, the difference it can make. But obviously combine that with spending more time on this putting green and holing those.
Guys, I hope you've done these tests at home and get in the comments with what your weaknesses are. Just remember, we'll be going through all the different tests in this 60 game MOT, and so that you guys, if you're following this, will be able to make the improvements at home as well. I think next week, me and Chris are going to get out on the course and have a little bit of a game. What I don't want to do is rush you through all these techniques and not give you enough time to practice. That's the key, is don't overgive. We don't want to give Chris too much information. We've already given him some information on lob shots from short, greenside shots, and now long greenside shots. So we're going to give a bit of time for that to settle in before we start to do some more, obviously, improvements in your game. But we're going to get out on the course and we're just going to share with you, Chris's game.
Right.
Are you looking forward to that?
Well, except for the last couple of weeks, the tee to green has not been as good as it should be. In fact, it's been awful, desperate. So that might cause problems for you.
Well, we'll have a little bit of a vlog. We'll have a little bit of a match.
I've been lucky enough to play with you before, and it's always great fun getting out on the course. So I give people a bigger laugh to see the full swing.
We could end up doing a bit of a 60-shot full swing MOT as well by the end of this vlog.
You can all vote. Is this the worst swing Peter Allis probably ever saw?
Guys, I hope you're enjoying the videos. We're certainly enjoying making them. We can't wait to obviously have a game next week. So make sure you're getting interactive and you test your game with the 60-shot MOT. And throughout the next few weeks, we're going to be going through all the points in the MOT to help you improve your golf. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep enjoying your golf. Bye.
Cheers, guys.